What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Low Luxury, and welcome to the first episode. Real quick, just wanted to cut in. Big fans of this channel may have noticed that this isn't actually the first episode of the series. I already posted one a few weeks ago, but this was the first episode I ever recorded, so that's why I'm saying it like that. So, yeah, pedantic point out of the way. Enjoy. The first episode of the Low Luxury Archives. In this series, we're going to be taking deep dives on a single piece by a brand, and potentially an archival piece, could be newer though too, but generally not from the newest season. And we're really going to look at the piece, where it fits into that brand's story, what collection it came from, and then at the end, we'll definitely try it on to tell you how it feels, how it fits. But we're going to look to that original collection where it showed on the runway and see if we can put together a look that either matches the one that brand went for or even exceeds it if we don't think that look particularly pulled it off. So without further ado, this first episode is going to be focused on a super high luxury piece. This is a leather jacket from Balenciaga. This was relatively early on in Demna's run at the brand, and I call this like the vampire collection, okay? Because it's got these kind of like fangs coming up. Maybe like a less evil one would be the rabbit ear collection or something. It's kind of got these like scarf ties that you can do at the neck. This was a women's piece, but Demna's women's wear stuff I think is very applicable to men as well and looks great on men. So I'm super psyched to check this out. But first, let's see where it all started, where this piece debuted. Yo, before we get too much further, subscribe to the channel. I make tons of luxury and streetwear content. And also, if you're looking for deals on luxury and streetwear, check the description. I've got some of the best sites with all authentic stuff. Check it out. So here we are on the Vogue Runway Balenciaga page, and this leather jacket is not in any of these recent collections. No, we gotta scroll down quite a ways to pre-fall 2017. And the really interesting thing here is that, at least as far as I can find, they did not actually include this piece as one of the kind of signature looks in the collection. It may be an underpiece. For instance, there's some pieces with coats, things like that further down. Potentially it could be under something like this, but you'll see this style is there. So we've got this in a denim jacket, like a kind of wool bomber jacket, dresses, outerwear. It just goes and goes. So you can see the scarf detailing on all of these pieces here. We can get a little bit of a closer look at this one. You can see that they're really all meant to be styled in that tie, but I happen to actually really like the way that they just fall. So I'm actually also totally fine just letting them fall. But remember I said that we're going to try to recreate the look? Well, we don't have one to go off of here. So when we get to that part of this episode, I think I'm going to be trying to build off of this look right here. I really like this one in the denim jacket. So we may just be trying to do some like color swapping here and stuff like that to make it work with the leather jacket. But pre-fall 2017, that is the collection this piece came from. It was super popular. You actually see these popping up quite a bit. So I don't know, it's a really cool piece. And now I think, without further ado, it's time to take a close look at this, a deep dive on the details associated with this jacket. Ooh, baby. Oh, look at that. Ooh, that is some nice leather right there. And trust me, I wish you guys could feel this. The quality of that leather is insane. Some of the softest leather I've ever felt in my life. I don't even know where to start on this. Like, I don't know, do we maybe start with these neck pieces here? They're really cool. They from a distance, they look pretty sharp, but they are slightly rounded here. I guess that's really the best way to make it work without breaking the leather and keeping it intact. Really nice stitching, going super straight all the way down and then around the collar. So it really is just a super extended like scarf collar. You'll also notice that the entire inside of this thing is quilted. Pretty much all like high-end Balenciaga outerwear tends to be quilted like this, and it adds such like a nice element of comfort to it. Just this really nice like slightly padded quilting in this like black polyester, I'm assuming, like satiny material. it's super luxurious feeling. So this is the tag that was used at the time in like 2017. So the earlier Demna stuff, you can see, first of all, early Demna stuff, all of it has this more like stretched out, less bold Balenciaga logo. If you see new stuff from the brand that looks like this, it's probably fake, but this is how it looked at the time. Really early Demna stuff, like 2016, would have a little dot before Paris, but in this era, they just kind of took it out. So it's kind of this in-between era where they took out the period, but before they kind of like bolded out the font. You'll also note that we do get a patch of the leather right here at the neck going in like a semicircle, and we have a metal chain hanger here so that you don't like stretch it out, I guess, at the shoulders or something, but I could see that ripping, so I just don't really use it, but it's a cool thing to have. You'll see that this is a size 40. That's like a women's medium large, I would say. I'm not as familiar with women's sizes, but that seems to be the case here. Again, Balenciaga stuff. New Balenciaga tags will not look like this. They'll have that bolder font and a more kind of like satiny, glossy black material, but this is the material they were using for tags at the time. And you can see down at the bottom, if you're ever wondering what collection your thing is from, see right there it says 2017. So that helped me find which collection this jacket itself was from. As you can see, this thing is covered in zippers and straps and pockets and snaps and all that jazz. The zippers, so you'll see it does say Balenciaga in those zippers. Very small going across there. And that's on both sides here. We've got a nice little B down at the bottom one. So all these little details are super important. And also on the back of the zipper, Balenciaga. Another thing you might notice is that this is a cropped style. It doesn't look as cropped from the front, but let me remove this. Look at how much higher the back is than the front right here. So especially at the back, you can see the curve, it kind of goes upwards. For a man, it really falls, I don't know, somewhere around your lower back. So if you're not into a cropped style, I would not suggest this for menswear, but I think menswear you can totally pull off a crop jacket. We do get a nice strap here that goes around, also made out of leather, snaps shut. I usually like to just like kind of leave this hanging though. I'm good with that. The sleeves also have zippers, so you can kind of cinch it shut if you want. But again, I've got kind of bigger arms as a dude, so I tend to leave these unzipped. Also got some nice shoulder straps, all leather once again. And you know what, let's take a look at what kind of leather this is. So on the back of our care tag, you will see that this is 100% lamb leather. Kind of messed up. I don't like the idea of killing lambs for this leather, but like, hot damn, that is comfortable stuff. Like, I'll stop buying leather as soon as pleather feels anything like this. It's something special. It feels special, you know? That's all I can really say about it. The back overall, I would say, is much simpler than the front. You do get these kind of like almost vents going in here. It gives it like a little bit of strong shoulder action going in there, almost like the shape of a tank top or something. Then you get this nice, very slightly curved line going across the back, because this is just kind of like one panel here that the belt then comes out of. All right, so again, a reminder, let's take a look at the original look from the collection here that we're going off of. So first off, it's a women's look, so it's not going to be exact. And second off, we've got a totally different jacket here, so we're going to have to do some swapping. So of course, our base piece here is the leather jacket itself. And then from there, we're going to match the original denim jacket, we've got these really nice light wash Balmain like moto jeans, which I think will pair really well with a leather jacket. Underneath that jacket, to match those like reds in the boots, we're going to do a Gosha Rubchinskiy red t-shirt. It's kind of oversized. It'll come out from under the jacket, and I think that'll work well. But I don't just want to pay tribute to the boots with that t-shirt. So we're also going to go with these off-white Odyssey sneakers. Big, chunky boys. I don't know, it's really more for the red, but I'm hoping they work with the look as a whole too. It's going to be a cool one. It's going to be very kind of rock and roll, motorcycle, so let's see how it goes. All right, so I do think that this collection of pieces works, but whether it works for you, I really feel like is going to come down to how into the crop you are or not. For me, I would say this is a bit of an excessive crop. It doesn't feel quite right how high up on my back it comes. It feels like there's too much shirt coming down the bottom underneath. So this may just be one of those cases where it really does work better as a women's wear piece than a menswear piece. But that being said, I do still think it is completely wearable as a menswear piece. So that leads us pretty nicely into talking about this sizing. So remember, this is a women's size 40, about a women's medium or large. But even so, this is quite tight on me. It definitely works best open. Once I start trying to zip it up, it gets quite tight. The sleeves are actually the perfect length for me. I usually wear a men's size small, but I would definitely consider this somewhat on the tight side for me. So again, keep that in mind if you're looking at any women's wear Balenciaga pieces as a masculine person, because I do think that it can definitely work in that context. You just got to be wary of the sizing sometimes. As for the feel, I mean, it's on a completely different level. The leather is as soft as I feel like leather can possibly be. That quilting on the inside lets it just like slip on perfectly and it moves with you. It feels so comfortable. So like everything about the feel of it is pitch perfect. It's really more just about the cut and whether you think that works for you or not. And that one I think is totally up to your personal preference. But I think this was a really cool choice for the first episode of this Low Luxury Archive series, because it really shows the kind of versatility that you can find in these older pieces. And the older pieces you can generally find much cheaper than the new pieces. That's just kind of how fashion works. So there is so much good stuff to dive into out there, and I'm looking forward to exploring that together. So I hope you enjoyed checking out this piece. I'm obsessed with Dimna's Balenciaga pieces. We're definitely going to be doing a lot of episodes in this series looking at his archives in particular, because there's so much good stuff to dive into there. So thank you for watching. Take a look at the other video on screen here. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you next time.